This is the first estate, and this lesson centers on Nigerians are Ham's chief tabernacle. On your screen is an image of the Strong's Concordance. This book contains the definition of every word in the King James Bible, Old and New Testament. Print off from the Blue Letter Bible Strong's Concordance. The word is Judah. Judah means praise, son of Jacob by Leah. After the division of the kingdom, the name of this tribe was applied to one of the kingdoms, which included the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, with a portion of Simeon and Dan, and had Jerusalem for its metropolis. After the carrying away of the 10 tribes and after the Babylonian exile, this name is applied to the whole land of Israel. All right? Now, top left-hand corner of your screen, that's where you can keep track of the biblical verses I will be using throughout this lesson. Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. So all 12 tribes are black. They're known as Jews, Judah. Now, here we have the word Niger, which means black, and we're going to go to the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger. Okay? So, brings us here. Niger Delta. I'm not going to read this, but you can read this your own leisure. Okay? So, here we go. Scroll out. Now, Delta means tent door. In the book of Genesis, chapter 9, verses 19 through 21, these are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. 3 sons, meaning Shem, Ham, and Japheth, born in that order. Now, we know that the children of Israel have a special curse placed upon them. Now, Ham, when his father Noah awakened from his drunken sleep, he cursed his son Ham. So Ham has a curse placed upon him. Ham is the people living on a continent known as the Africans. Okay, Nigerians are the chief tabernacle of Ham. So you have the Negroes here in America. We have a curse placed upon us. And because the Nigerians are the chief tabernacle of Ham, and we're both going through struggles, people are trying to tie the two of us together as just one group. And that is so false. You're going to learn that throughout this lesson. So Delta means tent, door. Here we go. So as you can see, the word tabernacle, meaning tents. And we're going to go to the book of Psalms. And in the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verses 49 through 51. He, meaning God, cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. He made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to pestilence, and smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength in the tabernacles of Ham. We're going to go to Psalms 105, verse 23. Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham. Okay, so we dwelt among them. Now, Egypt, Cairo, Egypt, where the pyramids are, that's where the Nigerians were. Okay, now, the children of Israel, because the name Niger is associated with us, we're on that west coast of Africa. See, we dwelt in their land. Now, when Egypt fell, and you see it as it is today, with these biracial Arabs that are there now, they pushed the Nigerians out, and then the Nigerians went down into West Africa. The children of Israel, we came over here to the Americas on our own because this is our homeland. All right? So, but we left our name there, just like we did everywhere else we went. Like Europe. Europe was a place named by the children of Israel. Okay? Just like America. So, anyway, you get the gist of what I'm saying. Here we have the word delta. Now, in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay? Now, in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 30, and Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of the song until they were ended. Words, blues of this song. See? Words of this song. So, we have the word delta. All right? Now, as you can see, an area of the south central United States, extending on either side of the Mississippi River from Memphis, Tennessee to Vicksburg, Mississippi, an important cotton producing region. It is noted for its folk culture, especially as the home of some of the earliest blues music. Moses spoke the words of this song to the children of Israel. Okay? Now, so here you have the two deltas. You have, West Africa, and here you have America. All right? Now, as we move on, we see here the United States dollar bill. What is this? The pyramid. Okay? Now, I'm going to read in the book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 8. Here we go. 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Okay, now in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 12, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Now, those of you who have wisdom, you're going to understand what I'm saying. Those of you who don't, okay, you're going to struggle with this, and that's a different story, okay, that I will not go into right now. But you see the pyramid right here, okay? Now, as we go here to the letter D, okay, right here, you see the word door. May have originally been a fish. The Greeks turned it into delta. As I zoom in, delta, as you see, is in the shape of a pyramid, see, or a tent. Either way. So, zooming out, remember, delta also means fish. So, we have Dagon, the fish god, okay? So, a Philistine deity of fertility represented with the face and hands of a man and the tail of a fish. Right? Now, brings us here. Roman Catholic Church. Now, the Africans, the Nigerians, that is, worship Dagon, the fish god, just like the Roman Catholic Church, because they're all upholding this lie that the Negroes came from West Africa. They are the children that we are the children of Ham, and we are not. This is a lie, and there is no benefit for the Africans as a whole to tell us the truth. Okay, there's only a financial benefit in it for them if they keep their mouths shut. Okay, and are able to make their way here to the Americas or North America, Canada, United States. All right, so we go here, the lost books of the Bible. All right, and the forgotten books of Eden. Now, within it, we're going to go to chapter 10 and start at verse 1. So let me right here. On the seventh day, much more extensive preparations were made, and many others were present from the different cities, among them a large number of ambassadors. Verse 15 through 17. The king spoke enthusiastically to the man and asked another, how ought a man to occupy himself during his hours of relaxation and recreation? And he replied, to watch those plays which can be acted with propriety, and to set before one's eyes scenes taken from life and enacted with dignity and decency is profitable and appropriate. Verse 17. For there is some edification to be found even in these amusements, for often some desirable lessons or lesson is taught by the most insignificant affairs of life. But by practicing the utmost propriety in all your actions, you have shown that you are a philosopher and you are God on account of your virtue. Now, what do I mean by this? Theater plays, movies brings us to They Live. Now, this particular movie, we're going to just read a bit. They influence our decisions without us knowing it. They numb our senses without us feeling it. They control our lives without us realizing it. They live. Now, jump down here. A unique pair of sunglasses that revealed the terrifying and deadly truth. And this is what happened when the lead character, which is this man right here, Roddy Piper, put on these glasses and he saw the truth. They gave him special ability, special powers to see things that just regular people couldn't see. Once he saw it, his life was never the same again. All right, so they live. Now, brings us here. And you see the word Ham. That's the key to unlocking this mystery. And down here you see they. So, in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verses 1 and 2, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And who are these heathens? Well, Ham is also a heathen nation. Okay? Word is they. They live. Okay? And you're going to learn that all of these Gentiles are the enemy to the Negro. There's no benefit in them telling us the truth on who we are. They're just going to continue to let us believe the lie that we are Nigerians or associated with those people living on the continent known as Nigeria. In actuality, that name Niger is applied to the children of Israel. Like I said before, the children of Ham, the chief tabernacle, the true Egyptians, which are the Nigerians, they fled down into that area because the modern day Egyptians, the half, biracial Arabs put them there. Okay, so moving on. So Ham. Ham means hot. Okay? Second son of Noah. Now, this is the thing. The Africans claim that they are the motherland and that they are the fathers of civilization. My question to you is, how can the second son of Noah be the father of creation? Huh? That's quite impossible. Second son of Noah is the father of creation. Explain that one. All right? It is not possible. Anyway, Ham means hot. All right? And that is the continent of Africa. It's very, very hot over there. Now, Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Right? In it, we're going to read a bit on Ham. Once again, it means hot. The second son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. So we know who the Egyptians are. We know who these people are. We know who all of them are. The Egyptians, like I said, are different from the Negro. Scholars even know this. We just didn't know who the true Egyptians were until now. These are the Nigerians, people on the west coast of Africa. All right? So we go here. Name is Shem, the oldest son of Noah and progenitor of the Semitic tribes. Now, Shem also spelled Sem, like anti-Semitic, which is why the people who call themselves Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan, Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. They're also part of this. It's all connected to the Roman Catholic Church. Okay? Everybody's profiting from our ignorance. Okay? That's why they do not like, meaning the so-called Jews, when people say anything about them. They don't even want their name coming up because they don't want attention drawn to them in this way. Okay? So, Shem means name. Here, we go to the word Shem once again. See? And see the word Shem there. But anyway, we go down to here, number C, the name designated for God. So God put his name on Shem, which is the children of Israel. That's what happens when you are the firstborn. You get the majority of blessings. So we have as a blessing North and South America. The people of Ham, the Africans, or the people living on the continent known as Africa, they were given a good chunk of land. But it's a destitute land, and they are hateful and envious of the Negro because we prosper. They're no different from the rest of the Gentiles. They all hate us because God has chosen us. All right? And that's really what it all comes down to. And like I said, it's more profitable for the children of Ham to lie to us and say, well, we're from their land, when in actuality we're not. Okay? But anyway, in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 18 through 20, we'll go there. Okay. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time I will bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. in all the lands where he have driven us, meaning here on American soil, because we're no longer in our rightful inheritance on this land, because the invaders, which are the Gentiles, okay, have come here and they have pushed us off of our land. And now they're taking over our land. And they've built things on our land. And they're saying it's everybody's land. When in actuality, it is our land. The black man, the Israelites, the true people of the Bible, the Jews. This is our homeland. And God has assured us that we are going to get our land back, and then we're going to push them off of our land. Okay? So, once again, this episode or this lesson was to prove and make the distinction between the children of Israel and particularly the Nigerians on West Coast Africa, because that's who everybody's trying to point and say that we are those people when we are not. Those are the ancient Egyptians. Okay? And they have a curse put on them. We have a curse on us. People are trying to tie the two together. Okay? Even our own people, as ignorant as they are. But we're clearing up all the lies.